you've obviously been in so many classic movies. When I Met Sally, there's a long list. I just want to tell you, since I have the opportunity, Running Scared. It was on HBO constantly when I was a kid. And
cool.
It was like a
that
defining movie for me.
Running Scared was a great, fun movie, and working with Gregory Hines was, we were a really fun pair, I really miss him a lot, but that's a really fun movie.
Yeah,
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, it was one of those for me as a kid that was a big deal. So how did this, or when did this first start getting talked about, and how much did it evolve from the early conversations?
I had no conversations, except I was up here for a party for John Lasseter's birthday, and he came up to me and said, "We're going to do a sequel." I went, "Great, but it's a prequel. They're in college," and he walked away. That's all he said. But then my mind started racing, going, what a great idea. Because if you just said it's a sequel, are risky anyway. Mm-hmm. But if you tell a story they had no idea about, but informed who we were, and then what a brilliant thing. And making a college movie, and
it's very Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, and in the best way. And these characters you care about, and you know that you're watching a hard drive, but they're so real, and they're so really well voiced. It's a wonderful cast in this movie.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I was very pleasantly surprised, because I think there's a lot of prequels these days, and sometimes they sort of shoehorn in these moments, and that's how that happened, and that's how we got. And I thought this was particularly great because it works as a standalone film.
I thought so too, and because it's a universal story about coming of age. Mm-hmm. About, for Mike's character, for Mike Wazowski, because you can't just say Mike, you have to say Mike Wazowski.
Same way Boo says it.
For someone who wants something so badly and seems destined for this and dreams of it from the time we meet him when he's 5 years old, and then when it looks like he may not get it, it's very heartbreaking. And who do you turn to at that point? And you're 18, and he finds that he has a real friend, and in the best way. Mm-hmm. There's a friend there to talk you down, and which makes you rise up. So I think that's kind of great about this movie.
Yeah, and I also thought it was a great choice. The first one feels like it's kind of told from Sulley's point of view, and then this one's from Mike Wazowski's point of view.
Yeah.
So whose point of view will the third one be from?
Well, I know that what we're talking about already, which is they're in assisted living together, and it's who's going to clean up the other one. And he has fur. If you've ever had a dog, you'll understand. It was just a joy to be part of it at all. But the way it evolved story-wise is, you really care about these two. Mm-hmm. And over the years, since the first movie was 12 years old, wow. They've maintained or even grown in stature to audiences who wanted to see them again. That's why they decided to make the movie.
Well, and my daughter's 5, and she was ready to see these characters again. A year ago.
See, but when the movie first came out, those 5-year-olds are now in college.
Right.
So when I've been to college screenings where they've gone berserk about this movie, because it really is not just about Sulley and Mike; it's about them.
Absolutely. Last question for you. Interesting to me that when you Google Billy Crystal right now, a couple of the suggestions that come up are Monsters University, but one of them is the song by Yellow Wolf. Are you familiar with this? It's called Billy Crystal. And it's actually about crystal meth.
Oh,
but it's called Billy Crystal.
Oh, okay.
And then the other big one I noticed that came up is You Look Marvelous.
All right.
So all these years later, You Look Marvelous is still popping up.
That was 1984, 1985.
Yeah.
I stopped doing meth a long time ago. Still have my teeth, and because nobody on meth ever has teeth, I don't know what it is, and or a heartbeat, and but that, it's nice to be remembered for stuff, and but also for like this movie, creating new memories. That's what it's about.